Hello, 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 everybody, everybody. What's cracking? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Guys, people of the sea, people of everywhere, people of the oceans, levels in life, chat, talk, kind of a chill in a way. Guys, if you don't never been to my channel, I talk about life, I talk about randomness. I just talk about facts that I see, facts on my behalf. I don't know. These are my own opinions. So I can't think for you, but this is my channel, so I'm just briefly saying my opinions and how I think about stuff. With that being said, levels in life, guys. Life has levels, and I'm not saying your age. I know we all are some sort of age, but I'm saying itself. Like, for instance, we're gonna just go back to square one when you're a baby. When you're a baby, that's your level. Not throwing an age out there. I'm just throwing what what we go through in life. You're a baby, so you're kind of you're innocent basically. Then you become a child. You're learning. You're trying to figure out things. You're trying to figure out math, science, history. Like, you're going to school trying to learn the basics of, I can't say of life, but of things that you should know. I do have a video about like schooling. I don't know if it's on this season or Go Group. I don't know if it's on this season or last season of my live streams, but I talk about schools that we don't know if we're actually being taught. Okay, so let's hit up the subject real quick about schools just a little bit. I was in school. Well, I don't know if everybody was in school. There's people that have not went to school. They were homeschooled or whatnot. But they teach you this stuff, and when you grow up, you don't even remember half of the stuff that they taught you. Like, I can't remember nothing of what the teacher had taught me or what book I had read, that we had to study on. Like, there's only certain books that had a movie along. That's how I learned a little bit. But in general, like, of course, our basics are basics, but still, anyways, just a little bit of that subject, like in general. So yeah, in life we have these levels. So we're trying to either be popular in school, we're trying to study in school. Some people just don't care about school, and they just want to just be there, and people don't well, teenagers in general don't realize, or kids don't realize that maybe yes, maybe no, be open-minded when I say this. Maybe you do need a high school diploma to get places, or maybe you don't. Because I've seen a lot of people back in the day saying that you have to graduate high school, or you graduate schooling itself. You have to graduate school so you can get a diploma. And I have not had to show my diploma to any jobs. Like, and even if you put no, that you don't have a high school diploma, it should not really matter unless it's a different career path. Like, I don't know, because work is work. If you apply for HEB and you're over here like you don't have a high school diploma, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, I only see like high school diploma. I'm rambling on too much about that, but I'm only seeing a high school diploma like for educational stuff. I don't know. But yeah, rambling on too much. Hello, hello, welcome in. Don't forget to hit that little bitty like button. I see someone up here. But yeah, so some people, they have these friends and stuff that encourage them to go to colleges and stuff. Some friends don't do that. They're just like, I just want to get a job, blah blah blah. It all depends on what flow you have. So whenever you're in high school, you can either go to college, you can go to work, you can, you know, be with your family, and you maybe some people couch sleep. I don't know how they call it while they look for something, figure out themselves. But that's another part of life. Another next level in life is figuring out yourself. Now, figuring out yourself at a young age is freaking hard. I knew when I was in school, elementary and little middle school, I wanted to be a veterinarian because that's, every child, maybe, I'm not sure, should love animals. So I was like, I want to be a veterinarian, but then that rubbed off because, when you're in high school, you're different type of hormones kick in, and you just don't know what to do. Like you just don't know what to do. So that's another level in life, is after schooling. Now, figuring out yourself is one big thing in life. People fall into categories differently, and just be open-minded. I can talk about myself too. I fell into a category of I don't know what I want to do. I just want to work. I want to make money. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know anything. Like I just wanted to work and make money. And that's what I did. I worked at Kroger's and I made money. Again, I still don't know what I want to do because when I was in high school, I had 3D animation. So I tried to go to Art Institute of Houston. That's because that's where I live. But it's all like I couldn't even pass the test. I could not even pass what the heck they even want me to pass. I barely passed school itself, high school. Middle school, elementary, like I barely passed school. And that's all like I don't think I'm ready for another educational, course and stuff. And it's all like people say the same thing, like if you like it, you learn it well. Well, that's not always the case because there's a lot of stuff that I like and still I could not, like, I could physically tear down an engine right now and rebuild it, but I wouldn't even know anything about the books at all. Like, I wouldn't know nothing because I'm a hands-on person. But yeah, so levels in life, you got those where you're trying to learn yourself. Now, I understand the bad apples in this world and be open-minded. There are some, so they don't know what route to take, so they take a different route. They go somewhere else. They feel like this is the conquerness of their route, their life. But others, want education. Others want to work. And then all of a sudden, here's another level in life. Some people have unexpected other lives, such as, again, be open-minded, such as having kids. Some people are just working and they're a couple, and then all of a sudden they have a kid, and now that fell into a lap to where it's all like now that's another level in life of them. I've had so many episodes on my season, on my channel in general, about kids and how I feel about kids and stuff. If you don't know, but yeah, so sometimes it just happens. it happens, and people, that's another level in life, is you learning about another life, another being to care for. And I know that's totally up to you. That, your life, your choices. If you want to have a kid or whatnot, people. Again, I'm not even gonna go over it with. Again, I think I said that in my last episode, in my last season. But yeah, so we all go through levels. Now, here's a really effed up part of life: is we live and we learn, but we have to make the right choice as independent. If you're not independent and you have a family, you gotta make a choice for you and yourself and your family. But if you're independent, you have to make a choice. Your choices are all yours, guys. Your choices are all yours. We make bad choices. It happens. Everybody in this world has made a bad choice, but we live and we learn from it. Now, again, some people don't learn. Some people don't learn. They just keep going in the loop. And sometimes you just got to educate them and be like, look, bro, you're going south. I need you to go this way. You need to go up north. Some people are all over the place, no matter how much you coach them. I have coached many people, and I have seen people not even try to play it different. Like they don't want to be told what to do. They want to be like, oh, I do this and stuff. Especially like raising kids. There's a lot of folks out there, that are on a different level where they're raising kids, and you tell them how to raise kids, and then they get so offended. And it's all like, some people literally is just like, well, don't tell me how to raise my kid, blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that happens all the time. But you just gotta understand. You gotta understand the understanding. I don't even know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Blink, blink, blink. But yeah, understand where people are coming from. Understand their perspectives. Don't get all butt hurt because someone's trying to coach you on how to raise your kid. A lot of people hate that. It's mostly women. It's a I can't say all women. I can't say all mothers, but it's a motherly instinct for them to be like, don't tell me how to raise my child, blah, blah, blah. I rarely see men go through that. Rarely. And I'm with men all the time. I'm like, I've always had male friends. But yeah, so like, look, more levels in life. Again, we all have some sort of downfall. Now, this one really kind of hits the curb because we financially, in general, it's hard to survive sometimes. I've had that happen a long time ago where when I was with in a relationship that we couldn't pay for rent, and we end up getting evicted, and we end up owing for the complex and stuff. And so it's all like, I've been through that too. I have been through homelessness. I haven't been couch surfing. I just lived in my van at that time. And it's all like, we have different levels in life. Every person's not the same, but every once in a while, every other person will have a downfall to where it's like, people are homeless. Homelessness happens. But if you've been on my channel for quite some time, you know how I feel about homelessness. Now, just a brief summary. You can go through homelessness and recover. You do not have to stay homeless. You make your decisions whether to do good in life or to not do anything at all. Now, I understand how effed up this sounds. I really, really do. But be open-minded. But the person with the brain that wants to succeed in life, try to succeed in life, they won't be homeless for long. But with a person without a brain, maybe with a little bit of Tylenol, I'm not going to say the word on here, but aspirin, selling aspirins on the side or whatnot, that's not, you're really not really going to go anywhere too much. You're just going to fall in that same loophole. And you got to bring yourself up to a good level in life. Now, you want to stay on the bottom of the sea? Go ahead. That's up to you. We all make our life choices. We all make our decisions. So a person could stay homeless if they want to, totally on them. But it's in my nature to say, no, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep finding something. I need to do something to make money. I'm not gonna be homeless for long. Now, side hustles and stuff like that, you can do, like people's talents. I love it when people have talents and they use that to level up in life, to get money, to figure out themselves. Well, yeah, so that level in life is a different chapter because that is your worst of your worst. When I see a person's downfall and they went down so hard, they had everything good, and then all of a sudden they lost their job, and then now they can't pay for rent, and now they can't, now they're getting evicted, and now they're that, there's so much to it. I understand it. It's a big, big downfall, but that level in life makes you twice as stronger if you want it to be, because that level in life teaches you so much. I've known, I think I said this in my last live stream, but I have known several people that are homeless right now. And recently I went to Walgreens, and I saw this guy with his backpack. And ever since I've been knowing my couple of homies that I know that literally just got homeless, when I saw that guy with his backpack, yeah, I felt sorry. I felt bad. He didn't ask me for money. He just said, "Hey, what's up?" That was it. But you got to put you got to put yourself in that person's perspective. How they feel, how they see humans, and how they're wanting to interact. This guy didn't look like he was on any kind of substance or any of the above. He kind of just looked very homeless and was hungry. And he didn't, like I said, he didn't ask me anything, but I could see it in his eyes that, you know, he wanted to say something, but since I'm a female, he don't know how I would take it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But that kind of, after that, I think some guy ended up giving him some chips and a Coke. And he had like a little bag of chips and a little bag of Coke. Well, not a bag of Coke, a little Coke. So it's all like, that's weird that he didn't ask me. But at the same time, I try to put two and two together because I'm a woman and he don't want it to sound wrong. But you gotta, I don't know how not to make it sound wrong, but you gotta visualize it that way. That life, that level that he's on, he can be a better person whenever he go ahead and try. Like, there, people can be a better person if they try. I know life right now, 2026, life is freaking hard. And I know it. I see the struggles that are people right now. Gas prices, they're not as high as New York City. They're not as high as California. But still, for the average person trying to live with those gas prices, God, I feel sorry for the people that work far away from their job. Really, really do. Like, and not only that, but the grocery prices and just prices in general. Like, I go to the convenience store because again, it's convenient. But I pay $6 for a bag of chips, and I just feel disgusted that I paid $6 for a bag of chips. Like, I don't know. We're all over the place with this economy. But, anyways, enough talking about the economy because I know how jacked up the economy is. But life has its levels, guys. We get new jobs. We get jobs let us go. We get fired. We find a new opportunity. When you find a new opportunity in a job, that is so plus. New level in life is a new job opportunity because I said this today with my coworker. I've been in my industry my job basically. I've been at my job for almost 3 years. Almost. I think maybe 2 more months, 2 or 3 more months, and it'll be a whole year at my job. And I was saying to my coworker, I said to him, I think it's almost time for me to leave. It's time for me to find a new something. Mind you, I live 5 to 7 minutes away from my job. I don't waste any gas that much. Well, yeah, I don't. I don't know how to say that, but I don't waste any money on gas like crazy. So that's a plus. I like it because it's an easy job. I like it because it's close by. I like it because it's in my area that I've lived here all my life. I just like everything about it. Like the job that I have, I like it. Don't get me wrong, that has its downfalls, but I still like it. However, I don't want to stay in a place for a very long time. I want to maneuver. I want to go through life. And my coworker basically was saying, "You don't want to stay here for another like 10 years or so?" I'm like, "What? Boy, you got me effed up." Like I could not. I don't know. I guess it's just in me to rotate in life, to find the next level in life. I've seen people at my job there for about maybe 13 years. And I'm all like, bruh, I have had probably like 5, 6 jobs by then. Like their whole lifespan that they had spent at that job, I literally had so much experience. I have done this, I've done that. Like it's good to refresh the next level in life. We should, if we like it, and we stay there, you can make a career path about it. But if you're like me, I like to let I like to see the next level in life. There's so much opportunity in life. Why waste it on a job that you're just gonna keep going to? Like I sometimes, like I said, it can be easy, can be hard, but at the same time, like there's so many opportunities out there to do something else. You only live this universe only once. Why would you want to stay at a job that sometimes some of these people are so miserable at the job? Why would you want to stay there for 15 years? You just literally spent the whole 15 to 20 years at this. Like, it is crazy. Unless you're making good money, yeah, it makes sense to stay at that job. But there's so many opportunities. There's new levels in life. And that's what I told my coworker. Hello, welcome in. I told my coworker the same thing. Like, dude, no. I got a lot more value to myself and I got a lot more opportunities. I'm still young. I still can get another job. Rotate jobs and stuff because that's the person I am. I want something new. I don't want something all the time the same. But that's just me. That's a new level in life. Job opportunities is another, like I said, it's another level. Another level in life, guys, too, is relationships. Relationships, guys. I don't want to hear anybody saying this because it's kind of annoys the heck out of me because of my last relationship and people thinking about my last relationship. My last relationship was 10 years. I was with the person for 10 years. Now, I am not going to say I wasted 10 years with this person. No. I hate it when people say that. They're like, I just wasted 3 years of my life with this person. Bro, you didn't waste. You gained. You gained a lot. You got experience now. You got more XP than ever, because people come from bad relationships. You learn from that. People come from loving relationships to where some people break off their relationship because they don't have any time for each other. And yes, people have their ups and downs, saying you can always make time and blah blah blah. Again, we all know that little routine where people are like, I have a relationship, I have 15 kids, and I still make time for my family. I understand that, but some people can't. Some people can't. So it's just like some relationships break off at a good cause, to where it's like their job is a go go go. Let's say for instance, celebrities, guys. Celebrities, musicians, they all have relationship, but sometimes, well, some of them have relationship, but sometimes it doesn't work out because of the scheduling. They're both touring at the same time. If they're both freaking actors or something like that, the acting is going to take years for being in Colorado for this many years, and then the other actors over here, like, actors do have a lot of issues with relationships. Why do you think they go through so much? It's crazy. And so, like, actors, singers, artists, artists. But yeah, that's another level in life, like relationships. Thank you for joining. Hello. But yeah, that's literally another level in life. H2O. Learning, experience, going to college is another one. It's another level in life. A lot of people go to college and fail. A lot of people go to college and basically don't go all the way because of certain things happening. A lot of people go to college and it's just not for them, and they just exit. They leave. That's another level in life because you're trying things. That's the only thing I hate about schooling. I hate it too. Is that why can't we try it out? Why does it have to be so expensive? Like, we should be able to try things out without being so expensive and owing the government and owing every festival thing, whatever they call these things, grants, loans, whatever. Why should we have to pay all that back? And I know there's now, well, I don't even know now, it's been so long, but there's like a student loan forgiveness, which it should be like that. Like, teenagers don't know what the heck they're getting into. They're like, okay, yeah, I want to be a doctor. And then sometimes they just don't have the brains to be a doctor. They just don't want it to be a doctor or a nurse anymore. Like, and they're like, I want to get out. But it costs so much. Like, and then now they got to owe money to festival or whatever they call those things. And so, like, why can't we just try things out without being so expensive? To me, that's my part. But yeah, so I'm rambling on too much about that. I mean, But yeah, levels in life. Another one is, animals. We raise animals, and we have this adaptation towards animals. We learn from them. They give us, the grant of being in our lives, and then they leave. Some animals, pass away at 13 years old, some 12, some 11, but they give us that warmth, that comfort, and that's another level in life, having an animal. You love the animal, dog or cat, chinchilla. And that's just like very comforting, and it's very helpful to have a dog, that you love. You come home and you see them, and you're all cheerful and happy and stuff. And sometimes they're not there anymore, and that's another level in life. But yeah, there's so many levels in life, like cars, houses. Some people go from being in an apartment to going to a house, living the dream of a house. Then they downfall, and they're like can't afford the house anymore, and it goes into foreclosure. And then now they move back to an apartment. Like, there's so many levels in life. Life just teaches you a lot. You gotta keep going. Keep it rhythm. Anyways, guys, hold on. So I am going to hold on. Give me a sec. Y'all guys know that I have a speaker. It's a new speaker of mine. I wanted to try it out without that little thingamabobber. I don't know what the heck they call it. But let me try it real quick. I'm only going to be here for like maybe 5 more minutes or so. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see how it sounds. If it sounds at all, We're gonna see how it sounds. If it sounds at all. Oh, Lord. Well, I hear myself, but I'm not sure if it's going through the speaker. I don't know. I just hear myself. We're gonna see how it sounds later. Oh, I almost tipped over everything. But yeah, so can't really, like, I can't explain it enough. If you see this video later in the future, and you see that that what I'm talking about, it makes sense in your brain or so, just let me know in the comment section down below, because I just feel like there's so many levels in life, and we find a different level each time that we live it. I find different levels. I find different, paths and stuff. Like, of course, recently I've been having a lot of new people come in my life, and it's just been spontaneous. Like, I've been talking to random people and getting to know them, and then, like, it's just so much going on, like, that I've never thought I would ever do. Like, I didn't think I could I can't say make friends, but I didn't think I could talk to people like that in that certain type of way. And I didn't think I had like a relationship towards a person, like a friendship kind of relationship. Like, I really, really didn't think that at all. And that's another next level of my life, is meeting new people and interacting. And if I know how it would take, I would take it if they hurt me or anything that above, because I've been hurt so many times by humans and stuff that it's really rare, very rare for me to let humans in my life to talk to. It's very rare. Hello, welcome in. But yeah, like I said, let's just chat and talk about this, because I really can't really. I really can't really. Like, it's just so much levels in life. You only live this universe once. Make the best out of it. Try your hardest. If you don't want to try, you don't have to. Sometimes things just fall in place. I'm that person that things just fall in place. I don't control it. But yeah, so Let me know in the comment section down below what have you been going through, what's your level in life. You know, a lot of people be sarcastic and be like, I'm level 35, ha 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 ha. Yeah, we all know that, you know, your age, your level, blah blah blah. But yeah, so levels in life chat talk. Thank you for watching, thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.